Good morning. It's again time for our daily Lenten devotion. And this morning I'm turning back to the Gospel of Matthew again. And I'm going to be reading also from, as I did yesterday, from the section we call the Sermon on the Mount. This is Matthew chapter 5, and beginning at the 13th verse. Hear the word of the Lord. You are the salt of the earth. But if salt has lost its taste, how can its saltiness be restored? It is no longer good for anything, but is thrown out and trampled underfoot. May the Lord add a blessing to the reading of the Word. This doesn't mean that if we're not doing the things we should, that someone should toss us out in the street and trample us. Salt was a great and precious commodity to the early people that Jesus was speaking to. They preserved their food with it, the meat. They used it in their ovens because it would retain heat. And once it had not been able to retain heat anymore, they'd throw it out and it would go out into the street. And they thought it was the most pure of all things. They would use it in their worship services because it was pure. They would say it's the purest of all things because it comes from the sea. And so I think as I read that, and I'm thinking about the way Jesus was talking about it, as our Lenten journey this day, let us be thinking about being the saltiness, giving flavor to the world. Not, and we're dire and negative, don't do this and don't do that, but let's be a joy and give some kind of good taste to the world. And as a preservative, let us guard the truths that we have been given. Let us know these truths and put them into our heart and be able to maintain that truth of the God's Word. And let us work for that purity. I don't mean that we're going to be so pure that we're so heavenly minded we're no earthly good. But I mean, as this is a Lenten journey, and surely we can learn how to come a little closer to God, that we can be the saltiness, the preservative, and the purity to some extent that the world so sorely needs. So let us have some joy today and let us be the flavor that flavors the world. Amen.